Oh, great to see you, Harabosma, and anybody else. I don't. I thankfully masked the viewer amount of viewers here, so I don't have to look at that anymore. Hope you're doing good, Harabosma. It's great to see you 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, like I said, yeah, it's just done. Good to see you. Oh, good morning, Brian R. Smith. Good to see you as well. I hope to gosh, William Arends pops up pretty darn soon. Oh, good morning, Eric Gobo. Good to see you. And oh, there you are, William Arends. Hello from Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. We're actually going to start off with something for you as well. Yeah, please let me know how you guys are doing. Gamers with Coffee, I made it this week. Sorry, I missed that last couple. No, my gosh. Let's be honest, Gamers with Coffee, everybody's got so many things to do. It's not funny. Oh, good morning, Charles Latora. Great to see you. And good morning, Meandering Mike. Yeah, I mean, trust me, I feel guilty as well. I know that you're streaming on Sunday afternoons, and I've got a ton of things that I'm doing as well. And it's like, oh, darn it. You know, but that's just the way it goes, man. I don't ever feel, hey, good morning, Tolemykus. Great to see you. Anyways, yeah, that's it. Like I said, super good to see you. I've got a ton of stuff, as per usual, I want to discuss. Let me just pop a few things down here. Please let me know what you've been up to. What you guys are planning on doing. I would like to know. Hex to Hex, great to see you. Yeah, and hopefully I'll be seeing you again in a few more days live. So let me present this. I'm going to show you what some of the stuff I'd like to talk about. So there, you guys can see that. I hope so. Good. Oh yeah, I got to start doing this thing. Hold on here. Is that the, yeah, that's what I would like to do. So yeah, here we're going to show the trivia leaderboard here. So Chrispy, Galactic, and Meandering Mike, you guys are tied at 18 points. Gamers with Coffee, it's neat that you're here because I'm not going to say it yet, but maybe you can connect the dots. I did actually, coming up, I did order something. It's a book. Oh, good morning. Speak of the devil, Chrispy Galactic, who's sharing the lead with Meandering Mike. Is that so? I did purchase a book, and it's going to be, I guess, for the second round. I'm going to give it away for the winner for the history heroes. Who or what am I in World War I? And happy birthday, Ashley! Oh wow, okay. So well, I didn't know that she was she had a birthday. So I guess that's the Gamers with. How does that go? Gamers with Ashley or something like that is the other one. But anyways, happy birthday to you. Yeah, you inspired me for the prize anyway. So that's what we're going at. So here we go. I also want to do the Arends translation attrition, the ATA. We're going to do the World War I game-related news update. I'll show you that bit in a tiny bit here. Gamers of Coffee. Nice. You have me researching World War I. Well, and that's the whole thing here, man. It's right back at you. Ashley's my wife for the next few years. Oh my God. And then we're gonna yeah, I want to check the second sheet that's going to show you what we're up to. Do want to talk about Verdun quite a bit, specifically about La Voie Sacrée, the Sacred Way, and also the lead up to Pétain. I think Pétain starts taking over tomorrow, General Pétain. And like I said, we'll talk a little bit about that, I hope. That was the other thing I was mentioning with Zoe Dufour. I was talking with her earlier in the week about like, what do you like? It's great because I get to talk to her afterwards, and I'm like, so, and I tell her, give me both barrels, man. Tell me how this show's going. Like, what do you want to see as a viewer, for crying out loud? Like I've said before, but time and again, this is our show. And so she gives it, you know, she's like, look, I'm more interested in the history rather than the gaming aspects, that type of stuff. And we also talked about maybe trying to slow down or trying to figure out where I'm going to put in the war summary. So, for example, last night I did record the war summary, 22 minutes long, man. And that, I mean, a lot of it had to do with editorializing. I was like, I can't do this, but at least it started making me take a look at how much time is taking to do this type of stuff. William Arends is another article about war finances from the 22nd February. Yep, and we're going to certainly be talking about that, aren't we? Included a long article about how the English were using international trade policy in such ways to disrupt the German economy. Oh my gosh. William Arends, man, this is so much flipping fun. It's no idea. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Like, oh yeah, this is just fun as hell, man. And like I said, when I don't know about you, but when we get to the end of 1918 and go through the Treaty of Versailles, bit, in 1919 and whatnot, well, we have to, because crying out loud, man, the naval blockade lasts an 8 months passed after November 11th, 1918. They still had the blockade going against the Germans like that. So I still would like, that's another 8 months to talk about after the war. And then I just want to go right back to 1914. So anyways, you got this bit. Now I'm going to show, I got to be careful. I can't show you. Hold on here. I've got to stop the screen because if I, good to know, Chrispy Galactic, that you like the that bit here. The reason why I can't show you what I would like to show you is because if I had shown you that, you would have seen the answer to the history heroes who or what am I in World War I, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to show that. I'm going to have to pop this up quick. We're already into 5 minutes in here. But at least now, like, okay, there we go. So this is how I want to start when we get into, well, the first thing we're going to talk about, William Arends, is the Berlin city name change. We'll do it right now, for Christ's sakes. As you know, William Arends, a few weeks ago, you said, hey, by the way, I'll help you out translating the German text from the Berliner. And I didn't know at the time that Kitchener used to be called Berlin. Remember, not New Berlin, just like Berlin. And I was like, wow. I mean, obviously, I was thinking, hey, they changed the name to, probably during World War I and probably named it after Lord Kitchener. But that's all. I mean, it was just off in Wonderland. Yeah, let's take a look at this. We're going to show you what I would like to. Like I said, I also want to talk a little bit more about here. The Grog Shed is an occasional viewer on our live streams. He lives in Ottawa, and he meant that's a book. We'll go take a quickie look over here. Also, remember about the subject bibliography, that book that I picked up at the used bookstore at the World War I Museum. I was thinking, I want to do kind of like a random BGG game of the week kind of thing, like just randomly pick a book and go. And I was like, hey, this is interesting that it's with the Imperial Camel Corps in the Great War. And one of the pictures earlier, just a few days ago, was the camel ambulances. I was like, holy F. And at first I was like, who the hell would want to be? I mean, obviously, if you're injured and you got to get somewhere, you're going to want to be in the camel ambulance if you're there. But it's like, in the long run, it's like maybe I'd actually prefer to be in a camel, like a nice little whatever, than a bumpy little road on the Western Front. Who knows? And here you can see all the other chit chat type stuff I want to talk about. Okay, so we're going to do the history heroes. I'll give you the first clue, and then we're going to go off to William Arends about the Berlin thing here. So hold on here. I got to make sure that I've got the right stuff here. So here's going to be your first clue for who or what am I in World War I. I'll put it in the banners as well. On this day in 1916, I was named after her. Who or what am I? There you go. And this is going to be interesting to see if anybody snags this. But I was like, wow, this is so cool. And it happens today in 1916. All right, so this is what I wanted to show you guys. Well, it's obviously about, like I said, William Arends. It just knocked my socks off. So remember, you said you were going to do help me out with, and you're helping us out with translating material from the Berliner. And like I said, then I found out that Kitchener, where you're currently residing in, Charles Latora says Princess Bertha. No, but you're going to get a point for it. That's for sure. Look what I found this week. I was like, are you flipping kidding me? And remember, Lord Kitchener dies this year. I thought actually at first he dies, I thought he was died in January, but obviously that's not the case. We're in February. But I do know that he was one of the history heroes who or what am I things in the card way back when. And that's when I found out, okay, he drowns when his ship up in the Baltic hits a mine. But anyways, this is what I wanted to show you. You got to be joking. You have got to be joking. So this is what I found this week in going through the Globe database. You guys can see that. Berlin offers prize for a new name of the city. So it's starting this week. They're starting to look for a new name for Berlin. And we know it's going to turn into Kitchener. And now that's why I'm starting to connect the dots. I'm thinking, wait a flipping minute. Maybe they're going to actually, maybe this contest or whatever is going to still be going on. And then Lord Kitchener dies. And now we know why they decide to change the town that you're residing in, William Arends, from Berlin to Kitchener. I just think that's totally cool. So you've got the first clue. I'm going to pop in the second one. And this is it. Oops, I'm missing a comment. Perhaps a boat of some sort. Chrispy Galactic says. So that's your clue, or that's your guess. If it is, you are wrong, but good one. So the next thing, I'll put that in the comments here. Gamers with Coffee says, sorry, I'm reading the wrong stuff as per. There we go. There we go. The person who I am named after appeared on a $1 stamp. That blew me away. Back in 1930. Who or what am I? No one gets this, eh? Which I would. I think you're going to start. I'm not trying to be whatever. Like I said. Okay, let's get cracking here because it's already 11 minutes in. And what did I want to start talking about first? So we did that. Let's go to the Arends, your ATA stuff, William Arends. I got to pop it up here. How am I going to do this? We're going to go. I'm going to pop them up on. I'll pop it up on the screen here, and see if this is not going to. Hopefully, it'll look half decent. I haven't checked it out here. Harold Bosma, sorry, I'm missing all these guesses. Chrispy Galactic says Queen Victoria. Good guess, but you're wrong. Harold Bosma says Pershing. Yet again, good guess, but you're wrong. Hex to Hex, gosh darn it. And I said I have a little tally sheet and I'm not using it. The Lusitania, Hex to Hex says, no, you're wrong. 1930 Queens. Tolemykus says Albert. Nope. Meandering Mike says Queen Mary. Oh gosh, you guys are so close in a weird way. I'm going to put in a new banner then. Hold on here. I got to get to the... There's your third clue. I am mighty tall. And I'll put that in the comments as well. Who or what am I? Gosh, look at all these. Oh my God. Tolemykus, now that you mentioned Albert, I just found out what he looks like today. Hopefully we'll get to it at one point. King Albert, because it's one of the things I wanted to talk about if we get to the Weltkrieg, the Consim forum, that there was actually even posts today about Weltkrieg on the old Consim forum, which I think is totally cool. Talking about the map. And there's one person there. He's a heavy hitter on there, man. He knows so much about Frank Tatum or something like this. Manuel says Princess Marguerite. Harold Bosmus, Canadian dollar, so must be English. Well, I'm going to give you a point for that as well. You need him. You've been around. You haven't been around in ages. Meandering Mike says Princess Marguerite. As I mentioned, no, you're wrong as well. Darn it, you guys. Here we go. I think now you're going to really start. Well, maybe it won't, but I'll pop it in the. That'll be the new one, and then I'll put it in the. My God! How do you do this? You keep doing this often. Brian R. Smith is freaking me right out. Edith Cavell. Yep. Well done, man. Holy smokes. That's nice. So that was going to be the next one. I'll put him in the banners quickly. The person I was named after was a nurse in the Great War. She was executed by the Germans just a few months earlier, I think in the fall of 1915. Was it? Yeah, we discussed it. And I reside in Jasper National Park, Alberta, Canada. And I'll show you a beautiful little picture of her. And it's Mount Edith Cavell. Well done, man. And yeah, everybody's... yeah, I think you just... remember you were saying last week that you needed the points. I think you probably just popped yourself over, or you're tied. Because Chrispy Galactic and Mandy might do the little guesses, and they're going to get points. Okay, so I can get rid of this. Hold on here. Let me go show the picture. Wow, man. Neato. Yeah, I tried to find a really nice picture. I think I did. And hold on here. I got to present it. There. And you guys can see that. I just want to make sure I'm viewing it properly. Yeah, let's just go with that. So yeah, you see this mountain. It's the tall from what I know, it's the tallest mountain that is entirely in Alberta, and it's a pretty sweet looking thing. It also, I'm going to show you a nice little lake down there. It's also got one of those blue-green glacial lakes. So that's that. I just thought I would wanted to just when I found that out this week. Oh, good morning, Mini WarMutt. Great to see you. So that was that. I just wanted to, well done. Thanks a lot, guys. That was awesome. I'm just going to get rid of this. And now we're going to get on to the Arends, the ATA, the Arends translation attrition. And did I get rid of it? Darn it. There we do. Okay, so let's see here. I just want to see what you guys can see when I pop it on here. And yeah, let's see. Yes, you guys can see that. Good. All right. And please let me know if it's not big enough or what have you. So just like I said, this is William Arends translating some material for us from the Berliner. And this is going in part and parcel from what we've been talking about, that there was a lot of obviously high level talk about wanting to start up the unrestricted submarine warfare. Brian R. Smith directed us towards the primary document archive. I was able to find that information with Tirpitz last week, and Bethman Holvig, and them talking about it. And then yet again, it's also, you were saying there, William Arends, with those articles that you're saying about England and its finances and all that, is you don't go to war with somebody who owes you a lot of money. And so, you know, and Tirpitz and everybody are saying that in their memos back and forth. So here we go, and you can see here them trying to explain the rationale for how they're viewing merchantmen, and you could just nail them anytime you want, kind of thing. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I wanted to. Well, there are some bits, but there's more important bits later on. Chrispy Galactic says I'm having technical problems. Okay, so you've stood at the bottom of Mount Edith Cavell, you lucky bugger. So I did want, but it's not this bit. It's at the very end. What is this? Yes, this is what I wanted. It's this bit here. And then we're going to get to, it will connect the dots for what's been going on this week. Translator notes, on this page was also written a report on a superior new U-boat that could outgun any armed merchant ship. There's also a long column about the violations of maritime law that the English had committed in arming their merchant ships. Yep. And now we're going to show you a little bit here to corroborate what you were saying there, William Arends, if I can find it. Hold on here. And I think I popped this up actually in part of one of the daily headlines things, which I'm rather enjoying doing. So there you go. 100 new subs built by Germany. Says that it's built 100 submarines of a new type and is preparing to renew her submarine campaign with increased vigor. And there was another thing here. Now that I can show you everything, I don't have to worry about revealing Mount Edith Cavell anymore. I can go to, I thought there was something else I had up here that was for the naval supremacy. This was also, did that not show that one? Oh, there you are. Yeah. Okay. So this is, yeah, this was also put in this week in the Globe, and I thought, wow, this is interesting that they show this all this type of stuff. But this, like I said, goes hand in hand, William Arends, with what you were saying. Let's go on to the other interesting bits, though, William Arends, that you have. So I'm going to stop this. So I want to go to present this back to your thing, and then we're going to go to number 2. And oh gosh, I can get rid of the banners. I'm sorry. There we go. Like I was saying again, William Arends, hopefully this will get less clunky over time as I get better at learning what I'm doing, timing wise and everything else. So we're going to go to number 2. You guys can see that. This is a biggie. And we also see it yet again. It just blows me away that look what's happening here. That now they're starting, you know, the Allies are just starting to take over the infrastructure to start, you know, for bringing their troops around. And it's just, I just find it absolutely mind-boggling. I think we've mentioned this before. I know, I'm sorry, I'm editorializing again, but this is not so bad, is it? Is that this is rather a bit, hypocritical due to the fact that they're, jumping up and down about what's been going on in Belgium. Oh, on a side note, awesome show, the In Flanders Field. I only watched one episode so far. It's really good. But anyways, the Frankfurt newspaper reports from Constantinople following an official telegram from Athens. The ambassadors of England, France, Russia, and Italy have taken another step in skullduggery. It has been dryly and conclusively stated in the Daily Council of War in Paris that it has been ordered that troops of the Entente will occupy all Greek railroads and telegraph stations. Meandering Mike says editorial is your value added. On the base, yeah, it's just, you know what I mean, though. It's like, because like I've mentioned before, Meandering Mike, I'm the only one with the audio, I don't like that feeling. I love this bit thank you again, William Arends, is what I'm saying. It's what I'm loving this is we've been so reliant on the chronology of the Great War book, and relatively recently the globe stuff, and obviously it's going to be Anglo-centric slanted, and I don't want that. I mean, this war happened over 100 years ago, for goodness sakes. I don't have that type of connection. I'm not one of those people. It's like, oh, my great-great-grandfather or whatever, and therefore I get all upset that he was killed by a German or whatever. I'm not into that. I just want to learn. Anyway, so that's why I just absolutely love getting this other take of it. And that's why I wanted to actually do this before we got into any of the specific war summary stuff, to make sure it's this bit. Anyways, here we go. The Russian theater of war. Besides the normal artillery barrages, nothing to report. The Italian theater of war. Yesterday, the artillery activity was overall weaker than the last few days. The town of Marlborough had to withstand enemy fire again. A clearing of the field in front of Rombon brought the capture of 37 soldiers and 1 machine gun. An attack by more Italian companies was expected. By Yugoslavia at the latest battle, 7 machine guns, 2 mine works, and 1,200 weapons were taken. The Southeast theater of war. Austro-Hungarian troops under our leadership have occupied Kavaya, standing against reinforced Albanian troops. After the town was occupied, Gendarme Assad Pasha could only escape being taken captive by fleeing on a ship. And remember, that's the guy that more or less pushed the Prince of Albania, I do believe, or helped push him out of Albania. Then he started carving up his own little kingdom. While everybody and their dog has been doing it in Albania, let's be honest. And now he's out of here. Anyways, I also find the sentence from the Australian, and this is from obviously William Arends, Austrian HQs about little action on the Russian front is similar to the German dispatches from the Western front in Western Nights News, which is the line all quiet on the Western front. All right, I'm looking to make sure. Let's go to the next bit, which is number 3. And boink. It's interesting that the first person reported on, and this one actually, William Arends, I've read this about 4 times. I'm trying, so if you can help me out here, or anybody else can help me out with exactly what are they trying to get at here. This is the German power in the West. The Netherlands Courant printed, we know the facts that are placed before us of the back and forth in the Western Front. Wardrobe plays World War II. Hey all, great to see you. Good morning. We know the facts that are placed before us of the back and forth in the Western Front, how the Germans must time and again control pieces of ground through attacks. The Entente takes great pains to refute these important successes. Surely such things are only to be expected in this closed environment, but it still teaches us that the Germans must overexert the power at their disposal to assert themselves again around and over the trenches of their enemies. Like I said, I've read this about 4 times, well, 5 now, and I'm maybe slowly starting to get into my head. Are they trying to say that in some weird way that it's they're almost like they realize that the Germans have to break eggs to make an omelet kind of thing or something like that, and therefore they're not so angered by what the Germans are? I don't know. Like I said, I hope you can help me out there, because obviously you popped it in there specifically, William Arends. Translator note, the Bernstorff referred to in this next dispatch is Count Johann Heinrich Graf von Bernstorff, the German ambassador to the USA. All accounts say that he was desperate to keep the U.S. out of the war and simultaneously was attempting with Colonel House. And this is the first time I found out about Colonel House. So I was really happy William Arends brought him out here. So this first chapter, 1916, starts talking about a lot of the peace negotiations and whatnot. Says that to broker a peace treaty using his office, he unfortunately failed in both efforts. As mentioned in this report, must have been because the Americans were both aware of those efforts and that his counsel was not being heeded in Berlin. And the American censure of German reports. Yes, this guy here, Secretary of the Navy Daniels, I think, isn't he the senator, I think, that last week resigned in protest about the American policy towards what's going on, I think. Then I'm not, like I said, I think, I'm not sure. Like I said before, you got to take everything I say with a grain of salt here. Sounds like a Freudian analysis. Meandering Mike says, interesting. Anyways, it's got me thinking. And Gamers of Coffee says, hello, wardrobe. The Erebus, I looked this up. I'm one of them. It's like, what is this ship? It was one of 4 ships that, oh my gosh, isn't this cool? The lead ship was called Buttercup. I just think that's so neat. Anyways, they were a little upgraded version of minesweepers or whatever that were also used a bit more. They did a little bit more duty than that because I guess, a lot of resources or whatever. It got sunk off a Dogger Bank or something like that. Well, obviously just a bit before this bit. And it partially was due to there was a fair amount of survivors. The Germans picked them up. But I thought a lot of it was due to the fact they said that the Germans had broken the codes or something that the British were using, but the British didn't want the Germans to know that they knew, or some god awful thing. So they didn't tell those 4 ships, those 4 boats that were doing some minesweeping work over there. But that's all I can really say. So we got that, and then we got the 4th one, and then we're going to go off to what I can. Yes, this is actually relatively quick. Like I was saying, William Arends, this is we've been mentioning this about. We also saw last week, I think, or maybe it was one of the headlines. I did this, the daily headlines earlier in the week about how much money the British were indebted to the Americans and so on and so forth. And I think now the Romanians are going to start doing the same thing. Billions of rubles. That's Russia here. Sorry. A public loan from America to Russia has been taking steps to secure a loan worth billions of rubles from America. And then here you go again, William Arends highlighting the fact that this is costing a lot of money. The government has given a notice of war credit of 420 million pounds sterling, which has raised the war debt to 1,720 million pounds. Holy F. Actually, this gets voted into this week, the war credit vote. So we'll finish that. William Arends says, no, he is Joseph Daniels, Woodrow Wilson, Secretary of the Navy. FDR was his assistant secretary. Okay. But well, maybe he doesn't quit. Maybe, well, obviously it was some other senator that I'm thinking of that quit. Okay, so let's go to I want to start getting into the good stuff here. So, or the good stuff. Let's see, did I put it in here? So this is, this is the, like I said, one of our fellow viewers. You can see that. Why is it not so big? I'm going to show. Oh, I know why. I have to make it giant sized. Hold on here. There we go. So this was a book that one of our viewers is currently reading, The Grog Shed, The First Day on the Somme. He's recommending it, and I wanted you guys to know about it. Brian R. Smith, oops. It was the stamp clue that sealed it. Okay, gosh, I'm so far back. I'm glad I read that a little bit, though. I didn't see that. So there you go. That was The First Day on the Somme that, like I said, Grog Shed read. And then now let's quickly go to the subject bibliography thing. Hold on here. I got to grab my... Yep, I am getting better at this. Well, not you guys are not going to see that, but so here, I'm going to get that here. So this is the random book that I've snagged from the subject bibliography that I thought looked pretty darn good. It's obviously got some monster. Well, it's only three reviews, but still, it's pretty high up. But I thought maybe you guys would be interested. It's that little bit at this bit here. Inkbald's account of his time as an officer with the 2nd Battalion, which was comprised entirely of British troops, vividly recounts the eventful exploits of this unique corps. Okay, got that done. Oh, yes. So another person reached out to me this week, and we're going to go to his stuff. E.R. Bickford. I don't know if anybody knows about this person, but he did. And I'm glad Hex to Hex is around still. I don't know if he is. But so this person saw me mention that, hey, I got the 12th. Hold on here. I'm going to go to the 12th minute because it looked really good. So he did an interesting playthrough in that. So it's the Great War Deluxe, as you can see. And hold on, I'm going to get rid of this here. Gamers of Coffee, Ashley. Happy birthday, Ashley, as far as I know. I think this is what everybody's been saying. Oh, great. So anyways, this person, hold on, let me get it to giant size. Excellent. So this person, E.R. Bickford, Earl Bickford, noticed that I'd done a video about Hex to Hex sending me this game. And said, hey, I just would let you to know that it's a wonderful game. Like Eric Goebel, I think, is currently playing this. I did a little playthrough of it. I thought maybe you'd be interested. And oh, by the way, I used to be a writer for Fire and Movement and Moves magazine, I do believe. William Arends is on the same page, the Entente Financial Info. There was a long article comparing the English economic tactics during World War I with the small fire ships that destroyed the galleons of Spanish Armada. You're going to have to at least send me a link or something, William Arends. That sounds really interesting. Anyways, so this guy did a really neat playthrough, and I don't think he's going to get upset if I show a few minutes. I mean, it's not like whatever. And I hope you guys can hear it. I'll try to shut up in a minute. So what he did was he's just filmed like a bunch of shots with the playthrough and has music through, and it's really neat. Or what I like is, I get to compare what I mean from other games and also historically, and I can see it's like, holy cow, his, the Germans did really good in the Western Front, and the Italians are doing amazing in the Italian front, and so on and so forth. Eric Goebel says, we just finished in 1916, had an interesting pre-war event to shift west. Front to east front, Russians collapsed pretty quickly. Ooh. So this may give you a little bit of, whoa, this, maybe when you see this, Eric Goebel, you may go, this doesn't look anything like our game. But I just wanted to show you a tiny little bit. And it was fun to watch. At first I was like, what the hell am I watching? Because I thought he was doing an actual tutorial type thing. And then I got into it. And I was like, I'll just watch a few minutes at a time whenever I'm eating or what have you. But anyways, we'll just do a quickie bit so you guys can see what it's like. Flight Commando 1983. Hey, buddy, look, I made it. Awesome to see you, man. And as you know, I'll be seeing you in a few days here. So here, as you can see, Flight Commando 1983. We're doing a quickie. Take a look at.
His way homeward with one.
All right, I can't. I don't want to stop. But when I saw that front, I was like, "Whoa! Does that ever look nice?" Like his Western front there just looks amazing. It should be fun. Harold Bosman says, "I like Great War, but a challenge is playing Western front as large stacks with tons of Counter stand gets cluttered. Western and eastern fronts are different scales. Okay, which I didn't know anything about, Aerobosma, so thanks for letting me know. You want to see some stacks? I'm going to show you some stacks because we're going to, well, we will in 1 minute. I'm going to present a, it is a nice looking game wardrobe. Those maps, I just keep staring at the maps. I'm like, gosh, you are a good looking, you're just a damn good looking game. Especially the, I love the eastern map is just a sweetheart. Hex, do you demand making me more GBACW? I think he wants a bit more playthroughs from you. Anyways, let's go to, yeah, like I said, he's, oh yeah, I wanted to quickly show you Eric Bickford's thing though. Like I said, he does he did Bickford replays or something on SPI, and they seem to be on the SPI resource thing, but he's all over this place. You'll see there coming up here. There he is, ER Bickford. He's all over the flipping place. So, but anyways, like I said, I wanted to give him a shout out since he was the one who said hello to me, for goodness sakes. So, okay, we got that. And, oh yeah, I wanted to show you the, so I think I've mentioned him before, Peter Alexander, a colleague friend of mine from Belgium, who I actually suggested to go and watch in Flanders Field. Eric Goebel says the rules for Great War Deluxe are well written. Random events are nice, and yes, large stacks on the Western Front. Oh boy, okay, yeah, you're going to see something in a minute. So anyways, and it's nice to talk to Peter Alexander afterwards because he's just nitpicking the hell out of, oh, these people don't have such a Flanders accent and so on and so forth. But it's funny. He's very impressed with the production value of that show. But he shows me this bit, and he's like, "Oh, Chris, I thought you would like. I thought you'd like this. Do you guys honestly believe this? Well, you haven't seen it yet. Sorry." I'm like, I'm finding it, well, the reason being I'm finding it hard to believe. So he sends me this picture, and you're going to see it here. It's a hotel hallway. And as you can see here, it says, you know, the person would rather go on the left-hand side of the hallway. I hope to God it's real. I would love to believe, but I'm like, would you have a hallway that only has, you know, 5 rooms on the right-hand side and you know, 12 on the other, or whatever on the 13? It just seems weird, but maybe I'm wrong. I hope to God, it just looked neat. I was like, thank you, Peter, for letting me know. Yes. Now we're going to go to the Der Weltkrieg old Con Sim forum to show you that there are people actually doing some stuff. Then we're going to go show you a stack from hell. All right. So here's the old Con Sim forum. In a minute. Actually, why didn't I just leave it on the present screen so I don't have to go back and forth here? Hold on. There. And then I can do this, and then I'll make sure that it's jumped up to 150%. Yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that, oh, by the way, Clark Commando 1983. Wait till the rest of my World War I books show up. Going to do a video. Also got some cool American Civil War stuff. Excellent. The guy we're about to see here did a couple of, he did a colorized version of the new CRT, the modified CRT that you could use for Der Weltkrieg. Oh, Bosma says, yes, the events are cool and the rules are accessible. But I'm not sure if it's these ones, but I do know that he did a beautiful colorized version that I just downloaded. But as you can see, look at the dates. Look at the dates, guys. There's the guy, Frederick Titan. He's the, anyways, that's what I just found out today, that I've been seeing this guy's avatar for ages. I had no idea that was King Albert of Belgium. I was like, wow. Okay, we've done that. But now we're going to go off to BGG land so I can show you a stack from hell, as well as, so when I went to go do the random BGG game of the week, hold on, I got to go to 150%. Clark Commander 1983 BGG. Email, put link in the video. I will. I try as hard as possible as well to put everything I'm yabbering on about in the sources and links later. especially due to the fact that I have to remind people that I'm not an authority on anything. So it's like, well, you can see where I'm getting my gobbledygook from. So we go to the, look at this. This is what I wanted to show you guys. So you can see that. Here, I'll try. No, let's just do that. So all the colored bits are the actual maps that are available in the Weltkrieg series. And you can see what I guess was in the works. Isn't that cool? And I do know, remember we had mentioned that Dave Schroeder had he'd hand-drawn all of them for himself, for goodness sakes. And I had seen some of the Mediterranean done up towards North Africa, hand done. So it's there. But you want to see a stack from hell? Look at this. Holy F. That's a stack from hell. And like the guy says, yes, this is a legal stack. Jesus H. Murphy, mother. And that's just one hex. So yeah, you guys, like you were saying there, I remember we were watching way back when Callendale doing his stuff, and he was complaining. I can imagine. I mean, all those slippery marker counters and everything else. Okay, so we've done that. Now we're going to go. Well, we're going to stay on BGG. Hold on here. Go back to my profile. Is it because I'm too big? Yeah, it is, isn't it? So we'll go back to this. Hold on here. Just wanted to let you know there is a little bit. Tolemykus says out of supply. Oh my God! Look at this. No, it's under forums. So I don't know. It'd be interesting. Harold Osmus's mother of all stacks is this. So what does this mean, guys? So this got posted this week that there is a vassal module that's live. Does that mean Clark Commando 1983 says yes, holding boxes are your friend. You're darn right, Clark. Darn right. That's the way to go. There's a live vassal module, at least for one of the little scenarios for 1916 Prelude to Blitzkrieg. William Arends says, would such a collection of units be physically possible in the geography of that hex? In der Weltkrieg, each hex is 20 kilometers. So there's a good chance of that, because I can guarantee a lot of those counters are things such as would be things like a strength reduction marker. It could also be a marker for an entrenchment, on and on and on. Yeah, there's also non-combat units, for an example, headquarters, engineering units, those type of things don't count towards the stacking value. Yeah, so it can get pretty crazy. Vuka equal Clark Commando 98 says, I know. Knock Paris is on my playlist. Oh, that would be nice to know. I've never seen it, but yep, this has got to be, I would say, well, at least my little world, one of the most hyped up games around. Yeah, we just keep babbling on about it. So that's that. Now I'm going to go into, hold on here, we've done that one. We've done that one. Who are you? I don't know what you are. Yeah, okay. We're going to jump a little bit, I think, because I do want to make sure, though, that I go to the Western Front Association news, because they've digitized or made accessible a bunch of podcasts, I guess of a magazine or whatever it used to be called. I Was Here, and I would like to mention it because that's how they did it. They got a bunch of volunteers to read the text of actual veterans from World War I, and it's called "I Was Here," and they've now digitized it and put it on audio format. As far as I know, Eric Gold says, "Engineers, 3 artillery." Yes, you're getting it. Yes, I know. My gosh, I can't wait. It's going to be so exciting to see this game. Anyway, so last night we had a poetry reading at the World War I Historical Association. There was hardly any of us. There's about 8 or 9. I feel terrible. and especially due to the fact, well, I was the only one that did not read anything. And then I was like, okay, I'll read my poem. Then I started getting self-conscious. Then it got getting close to the end of the hour. And I was like, I don't want to be the last one, because then I started feeling like I'm being dramatic. And then at the end, the organizer goes, oh, thank you for everybody for participating. I'm like, I feel like, but I will say this, it's the second time I put my camera on. So at least now they know what I look like. But I mean, these guys are on another planet, man. I mean, there's like one person, she's like, oh, I just finished off another novel about World War I. I'm like, Jesus H. Christ, that type of stuff. Harold Bosmus says there are nice tutorials of Knock Paris on YouTube. Oh, interesting. Eric Goebel says the Knock Paris map is really nice. A little fiddly to get the sections to line up. I didn't even know there's it's more than one map. So anyways, some fascinating poems were suggested and read out yesterday. My favorite one, and I'm going to pop it on here so you guys, and I did a little video of it last night so I can actually give my voice a bit of a break. It's a nice lighthearted poem. We'll see how bad I do reading wise here, but you guys are going to hear it. I'll try to shut up so you guys can do it. Here we go. So hold on. Okay. Please let me know if you can hear it. Oh my God, it's a double dude. Hold on, I gotta get rid of me. Kind of, you get the idea. Okay, here we go. All right, yep. This is one of the poems that one of the people at the fireside chat for the World War I Historical Association read out, and I thought it was really good, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And let's see how this goes, because the text isn't all that great, and I'm not a great reader, but we'll see how we go. Who said sunny France? It lies in your blankets and over your bed. There's mud in the cover that covers your head. There's mud in the coffee, the slum in the bread. Sunny France. There's mud in your eyebrows. There's mud up your nose. There's mud on your leggings to add to your woes. The mud in your boots finds its place twixt your toes. Sunny France. Oh, the grimy mud, the slimy mud, the mud that makes you swear. The cheesy mud, the greasy mud that filters through your hair. You sleep in the mud and drink it. That's true. There's mud in the bacon, the rice, and the stew. When you open an egg, you'll find mud in it too. Sunny France. There's mud in the water. There's mud in the tea. There's mud in your mess kit as thick as can be. It sticks to your fingers like leaves to a tree. Sunny France. In the ruddy mud, the muddy mud, the mud that gets your goat. The sliding mud, the gliding mud that sprays your pants and coat. It cakes in your mouth till you feel like an ox. It slips down your back and it rests in your socks. You think that you're walking on cut glass and rocks. Sunny France. There's mud in your gas mask. There's mud in your hat. There's mud in your helmet. There's mud on your gat. Yet there's mud all around us. We're happy at that. Sunny France. Oh, the dank, dank mud, the rank, rank mud. There's just one guy to blame. We'll wish him well. We will like hell, and Kaiser Bill's his name. Corporal Jack Warren Carroll Supply Company, something. Oh, he's an American, as far as I know. That's it. All right. Hope you liked it. Okay, so there we go. Done. You guys saw that, I hope, and heard it. Clark Commando 1983. Well, you're gone, so we don't. You're not going to hear this, but good to see you, man. And I'll talk to you later. Funny, I have Grandpa's letters from World War II. He was in France, and at least one letter mentions the mud. And Mike says mud. Aha! Let's start off, because I'm going to make. Oh my God! What the hell happened, man? Yeah, I want to talk about Verdun for sure, 100%. Let's do this now. And it's because I wanted to talk. Oh my God! Thanks, William Arends. It was one of the pictures. Let's start off with that picture. When I saw this picture, I was like, "You got to be joking!" And it brings up earlier this week when I was reading, and Charles Latora, we were talking about it in one of the comments back and forth about when you said, "Oh my God, people had to live in those trenches," when you saw the guy like waist deep in the water. Hold on here, I got to get to I want to make sure I can find it. Is it this one? Yes. All right, hold on here. I really want you guys to see this. Because you guys can see that. Excellent. What in the world is this? Well, you guys can see it, thank God. When I saw this picture, I mean, it's like I'm having a hard time distinguishing people from what is going on. And then later on, when you read about, the Ernst Younger, they're in the Storm of Steel, and they're like digging. They're the third relief along the front, and they start digging their foxholes and whatnot. And they start revealing bodies from the previous people that were there, and I'm like, holy Jesus, jumping. And look at this. I mean, so this is Verdun. This is part of what these guys are going through at Verdun at one point. Just knocks my socks off. So let's go while I'm going to show a little bit. Yeah, I know. I'm still like, what is that? Let's see if I can find, and then we're going to show La Voie Sacrée. So the Sacred Way. So at one point we're going to show, hopefully they're going to show you in the map, these pics bring context to the games we play. Darn right they do, man. And hopefully you're going to see that in a minute, hopefully when I do a tiny little bit of a map comparison. So they say two things that, from what I've been reading, that kind of helped turn the tide or eventually save the France's bacon with what comes out with the Battle of Verdun is one is that this thing called La Voie Sacrée, the Sacred Way, 24/7. These trucks were going by. They had to extend the roads. They had quarries set out. They had labor cores brought in from like China and whatnot. Like to quarry more rock and everything. They had, if your truck broke down, it was pushed off to the side. There was no screwing around here. Sir Francis Bacon, yes. They set up a separate group of like mechanics and whatnot. So if the truck broke, push it aside, get it going, off it go again. Obviously, the roads were never designed for this. That's why it was taking a massive beating. They couldn't. There was another. You're going to see it in a minute. Here, we'll go to it. Anyways, the other second thing they said was that so Pétain was using this road massively. From what I know, we're going to get to it next week because he's not in yet. I will say this on a side note because we're running out of time. I'll put me sideways if you guys want to see a little bit of me. Is reading up on Pétain a little tiny bit from that. Gosh, is a darn good book, eh? This The Price of Glory there. Really, really good, guys. Good read. Remember, Wesley Livesay from the History of the Great War podcast recommends it. It is good. Pétain starts talking about his different take on things. I'm talking World War I Pétain, not the World War II dude. Do you guys know about? I don't. They keep hinting about it, saying that something bad happens to him in World War II. He gets arrested or he gets in a lot of trouble later. I don't know. You guys would know. He believes that when you go to it's not a direct quote, but something like you don't use infantrymen against material. Your attrition should be towards your artillery and supplies first, men next. Anyway, so this is going to be one of the things he sets up, and the second thing is that the Battle of the Somme and whatnot. And that starts to divert forces later on. The Germans just can't keep up this massive momentum. I think we were mentioning, did I talk about it earlier in the week? Probably not. This 9-hour barrage on the opening day of Verdun, which was on the 21st there. And I think it was supposed to start earlier, but the weather was just god-awful. Let's go to the map. I wanted to show a little bit of the... So here's how do I do this? I'm trying to figure out how to... This is the Verdun black and white map. It's not so good. But there's you're going to see this light rail gauge. That's the Chemin de Fer. I can't remember the name of the... We'll find out in a minute. But anyways, let's go to the... How do I do this? Yeah, I'm going to do the comparison and then we'll go. So like I said, a wardrobe, I was thinking, like you were saying, about putting things into context and looking at maps and so on and so forth. I thought hey, wait a minute. I know it's like, remember, eat, and I had to stretch and have some fun stuff with the maps here. So it's about 53 kilometers, if I remember correctly, to go from Verdun to Bar-le-Duc, which is here. So this red bit, that's La Voie Sacrée. And this is the Chemin de Feu there, the narrow light gauge rail. The big one, this is probably this one here. If you can see my little doodad mouse on the left-hand side. So that's a Weltkrieg map. Each hex is 20 kilometers. So I was like, okay, maybe this is probably where Bar-le-Duc is. This rail line has been wiped out by the Germans. And later on, I was taking a look at the way it's set up upstairs for the opening setup. I'm like for example, they've got the French are here and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is where Dave Schroeder has it set up for where I don't know if that's Fort Douaumont is up in the north bit or it's the other one, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. So I thought I just put these in to go where maybe this is La Voie Sacrée or could it be this one? I'm not really sure. And then I went on to take a look at some satellite images just to see. And yet again, I put in Saint-Dizier over here just to give it a bit more context from here to here. But I don't know if you guys think I'm off in Wonderland, but I was like, maybe it obviously doesn't matter if you're going to be playing the game. But for me, I was like, would this be where La Voie Sacrée would be if you were playing Weltkrieg? I have no idea. Okay, actually, we're doing not too bad, except, you know what? We got 4 minutes. Let's go to the week that was. We're obviously not going to be able to do the war summary, but that's not the end of the world. Okay, hold on here. I'm going to present the screen. I got to get up to the week that was. Boink, there we are, and I'll present it, and we can at least do that. Take a look, because we're going to run out of time. And you guys can see that. So here we go. Yep. And I can read this out, not too bad, I think. February 18th, debate in the French Chamber on government control in Army Zone with government securing a vote of confidence. Surrender of Mora completed and the conquest of Cameroon by Anglo-French forces. Chrispy Galactic, it's the end of the world. German attack repulsed at Kumbuka, Uganda. So that's General Smuts is there now. Russians take Mush and Aklat, Armenia. Artillery duel at Ypres. Italian advance in Kolo Zone. I have no idea where that is. February 19th, General Kurupkin appointed to command the Russian Northern Front. General Smuts arrives at Mombasa. There we go. Letter from Prince Nicholas of Greece to Latin. And it's probably no letter from Prince Nicholas of Greece. I wonder if that's about them freaking out about the Allies, what they're doing to their country. Action begun in Admiralty Court to recover the APOM. Remember, that was that ship that got taken by the Germans. That was en route, I think, up to go to England or whatever, and they ended up having to go all the way to the United States and back. They had one hell of a trip. Greece protest against the fraction in Corfu. American protest to Turkey on Armenian massacres. February 20th, British airmen destroy power station at El Hassana Sinai. Germans attempt to cross Yasser at Steenstraat and capture post at Bosenje. Aeroplane raid on the French coast with 1 reported killed and 1 injured. Whew. February 21st, Battle of Verdun begins. Big time, big time. German successes. I'm just going to say this. Reading about it yet again this morning. What the hell was? Oh yeah, I was reading upstairs. Is War Now Impossible? There, the Robert Bloch. Oh God, what a book! It just freaks me out to think that I'm reading a book or he's saying stuff in 1899, and it's almost like he's looking he's there looking in the future, going, "This is exactly what a battle is going to look like in World War I." It just freaks me right out. But anyways, he talks about a bit about this. General Serret received by King of France. Vote of British credit. And you were talking about that, William Arends. Germans inform U.S. through a press representative that she regards armed merchantmen as cruisers. You were also talking about that. William Arends, my grandson Iggy has been watching with me. He says hello. Hello, Iggy. Cool. Hey. I thought you were trying, I think that was actually, weren't you trying to say that you were trying to get your grandson into gaming a little bit, as far as I know? Harold Bosma says hello, Iggy, as well. February 22nd, Inter-Parliamentary Commission opens at Paris. Blockade policy attacked in the British House of Lords. Interesting. I'd like to know about that. As in, is it pro or anti? Probably anti, I would assume. It's probably causing trade money issues, eh? Battle of Verdun. Germans fail at Brabant, but take Homo Wood and the Beaumont salient. Oh my God, I didn't mention it, but I hope to God we do it. Chrispy Galactic says, hello, Iggy, at some point, Rack 12. We're going to have to, one of the articles in here is about Bellow Wood and how it could have gone very differently. And I know that, is that the Lost Battalion again, Meandering Mike with Bellow Wood? Please let me know. But and Charles Latora says, welcome, Iggy. I think because if that's the case with the Lost Battalion, I'd like to, I'll look this up and try to get a bit more info. And I don't think there's much for, well, there it is. Essed Pasha flees to Italy. Durazzo is evacuated by the Albanians, and part of Foss is taken by the Germans. Oh my gosh. Yep, as per usual, could have talked about way more stuff. And that's the way it goes. Oh, okay, we'll end and that'll be it. Hold on. So I know it's not him, but I'm trying to pretend it's not that. It's not the mystery guy. I wanted the comparison. I had, well, I didn't do the mystery guy comparison. Oh, there it is. Hold on. There we go. Facial compare, and then we'll go. No, Lost Battalion was Muse Aragon. Thank you. As in, I was going to go off in Wonderland. So I know it's not. Do you remember this guy from, was it last week or the week before? It was my pinup guy, the mystery guy, which I thought was pretty funny due to the fact that it says it was a self-portrait or a self-picture and unknown photographer. It says in the credits, and I thought, what the hell? Anyways, this guy is in, Eric Goebel says, got to run, great show. Thank you for showing up. Great to see you. Howard Bosman says, I can't make it next week. I have my sister over. Man, it's super. Anytime I get to see you, even a little bit, Harold Bosman, it's great to see you. But I know it's not the same person, but I so wish it was. The guy on the right-hand side is an American photographer that was around during the Siege of Antwerp. He was actually, no, he did. He was in the Boer War. He's done it. He's been all over the place. But H. Graves or something, I think his name is. I know it's not him, but I was so trying to hope to God it was. That's it. I'll turn that off. Boink. Awesome to see you. Thank you guys so much. Hope to see you next week. That's it. Hope you have a great week, great weekend. And that's that. Thank you so much, guys.